I am Vinnie Tortorich. Folks, your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. I was going to play whipping post at the beginning of this show today.
That's a totally different vibe.
Yeah, but I thought about it, and it's like, you know what?
You're winning.
I'm winning. I'm like Charlie Sheen, winning. I'm winning, Anna.
Yeah.
I want to bring something up to you.
I know. You said off the air you had something to talk to me about, and I'm scared.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My headphones are peeling.
Yeah.
Look,
no, that's coming out of your scalp. I saw you pull it out of your scalp.
I have black leathery dandruff.
Yes, you do. It's ugly.
Oh. Look at these cheap ass headphones. By the way, headphones are expensive. I don't want to pay to replace them.
I know. Anna, can I tell you, before I get into what's bothering me today?
Before I get into what's wrong.
So, I have a bunch of different jackets, that I wear, around in the yard and when I go out and what have, they're not, I hiking and camping and the whole thing. And my jacket, it's one of my nano puffers. You know what I'm talking about? They're not all big, giant, puffy, but they're usually good down to about 40 degrees.
Yeah.
And if you're hiking uphill, they're actually good down to like freezing, right? Because you can put it underneath the shell and they work out great. And like the other day, I was like, this stupid Patagonia cheap shit piece of crap. Okay. These things don't hold up. And then I remembered, oh, wait, I've had this since like 2015. This thing has been beat to crap. Of course, the zipper doesn't work. I zip it and then it unzips at the bottom.
Sure.
And there's no way to fix these things. And by the way, there's so many burn holes in it from campsites where, embers hit it and like all the stuffing was coming out. It looks like I'm homeless when I wear the thing, kind of. But it's my favorite, it's my go-to puffer, right? For lightweight. So I was like, all right, I got to get a new one. And, I go online, I look around and, $300 is nothing to pay for a puff. $250, $220, $300. Sure. Yeah. When you look at the brand, you get into like Arc'teryx and they go to $400, like in a heartbeat. You stay at Patagonia, you're at $250 to $300 before you pass the word go. And these things are made basically out of polyester with, they don't even put real down in them anymore. But I wanted one that actually had down in it.
You wanted down. You didn't want the hypoallergenic.
Even though the puffer I was giving up had the synthetic stuff, I do have big, heavy down puffers for a different reason. But those things are like when it's zero out, right? It's snowing, it's zero. Yeah. I'm standing around like you're in a stadium or something. That's when you wear those puffers, right?
Okay. This
is way more puffer information than people need it. But I was like, 300, 400, Jesus Christ, man, what are these people? There's too much money. Serena goes, there's this Sierra Trading Outpost store about 3 miles from the house. And I'm like, oh, tell me more about this place. She goes, I've never been to it, but there must be stuff in there. It's an outpost. It's a, where they put the stuff from last year or something. And I'm like, geez, puffers hadn't changed in years, right? So you can go get a puffer. I don't care if it's last year's colors. I'm looking for a black one anyway because I'm going to get this thing dirty. Black doesn't show dirt, right? I go in, we noodle around for about 20 minutes, and I went, this is all the crap that's been picked through, right? It's not seconds. It's first-rate stuff. By Patagonia, by North Face, by whatever. But, it's an extra, extra large or it's an extra, extra small or, anything that's going to fit a regular sized guy like myself already out the door. Mm-hmm. Folks, I'm telling you this for a reason. We were getting ready to walk out. Serena went to another rack. She's looking around. She goes, oh, look at this one. I went, oh, that looks like a nice one. She goes, yeah. Look, it's got down in it. I went, oh, that's good. And, I can't remember which brand. I can't remember, but it was as nicer than the one I have now.
Yeah.
Right. tried it on, fit like a glove, like they tailored it to my body. And I went, oh, this is
Wow.
good, because I had this T-shirt on, the same T-shirt I have on right now. I went, I could get a layer or two under this. It's not going to be too tight. You know, I can wear this hunting if I want to. I can take it hiking, camping. $59.
Whoa.
$59. So now I'm looking at it going, wait, there's got to be something irregular. But I called the lady. It was just, she goes, no, this was just overstock. Folks, this jacket was originally just south of $300. Pure down, brand, name brand, $59. I mean, when people say, I can't afford, I can't afford, I can't afford, we can all find, look, I was about to buy something online. Usually I'll buy
Yeah.
2 different sizes. Then you send one back and hope that you get your money back on your credit card, all that kind of stuff. $59. So folks, just to let you know, if you look, and I don't live in a big city. Anna knows where I live. I live in Charlottesville. It's not big. This place was right here in Charlottesville, 3 miles from my house. My jacket for $59, 3 miles from my house. Just know that you can always find a deal. As you know, I'm always looking for a deal. I grew up, didn't have much. I'm always looking for a deal. There you have it.
I love it.
That's not the only thing I'm winning
We
about.
love a deal.
Yeah.
You got to find a deal these days.
So Anna, as you know,
Yes.
my beautiful wife and I went on vacation.
That's right.
We've been back for over a week. My back is still trying to come around from trying to water ski in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea.
Bumpity,
Really
bumpity,
bad
bump.
idea.
Yeah.
Right. I see a picture of my wife in a bikini taken during the trip. And I went, wow, look at that. This woman's 64 years old. I'm looking at her. This woman is 60 effing 4 years old, and she's got abs. She's been through menopause. I'm looking at the photo. I'm staring at the photo of my wife,
Mm-hmm.
who's sleeping next to me in bed. And I'm going,
Mm-hmm.
this woman has abs. She doesn't have bingo wings. You know,
Yeah.
her legs, the whole thing, she works out. She started working out like a crazy person during menopause to try to beat the effects of menopause, because menopause
She's working her hardest.
was kicking her ass left, right, and center.
Yeah.
It
Kicks
just
everyone's
was.
ass. It's
Yeah.
it's a bear.
And I'm going, man, look, she made it through. Somehow our relationship made it through menopause.
Yeah. I mean, that's huge.
I'm going to tell you,
They say that's when a lot of divorces happen.
that's when I started drinking. Not really. But yeah, we made it through. I was like, I'm so proud of us, man. Look at us. We made it through this tough point and the whole thing. So I take the picture, and I'm going to read exactly what I put. I'm going to pull it up here. I put the picture on, first I put it on X.
Okay.
And it was on X for about a day. And everyone was very kind. Oh my God, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. You're outkicked your cover. You know, all the great things you hear about your wife, the things
Which is
you
what
want to
people
hear,
should say.
the things you want to hear.
Just say something nice,
Right.
guys.
So I went, you know what? I don't do anything on Instagram anymore. Let me just throw it up there on the Instagram. I'm going to read exactly what I said. And then I got into a lot of trouble on Instagram is the point I want to make here. This is a recent photo of my beautiful wife, Serena Scott Thomas. She is 64 years old. She does not take any form of GLP-1s or any hormone drugs that were pushed on her during menopause. She hits the gym 5 to 6 days per week, and she eats a low-carb NSNG diet. Now, I realize the error of my ways in a few different ways. The post has been liked over 2,000 times. It's been viewed over 415,000 times.
Wow.
And there's over 200 comments, 204 comments to be exact at the time of this recording. A lot of the recordings going, oh my God, good on you. What's in S&G? That kind of thing. What's low carb?
That's
I've been
great.
thinking about that
Maybe
kind of
it
thing.
got new people in the door.
Well, Anna, I got news for you. There was a lot of people that had a lot of problems with my post. And I do mean a lot of problems.
I have a feeling I know what it is, but I want to hear because I do not know this drama at all.
Well, one of the problems was the people going, good for her, fuck you. You know, some of us need GLP-1s. Your wife was
Yeah.
probably never fat. You know, all these kind of things. Okay. You know, the point I was trying to make is, hey, this is a healthy woman at 64, and before you think she's taking anything, she's not. The bigger problem they have was with the HRT.
Yeah.
Right. And boy, those women came out as if they had money at stake and like someone was coming after their kids. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Serena went on and corrected it because I had forgotten a part of it. She did take HRT for a short period at the apex of her pain through menopause. I'd forgotten about that. I was like, it was more than 10 years, 14 years ago. Right.
Yeah.
She took it for a while. She went off of it. They didn't agree with her. She's got cancer in her family. And, breast cancer, to be more specifically, her mom died of uterine cancer. It's not a good idea for her to be on any hormones, right? Doctors have told her that, her doctors. So she made a decision to go off.
Vinny, I have to say, they've changed a lot of stances on that. So I don't know that that's correct information.
I know. And as a matter of fact,
I'm just saying, I don't know what's correct. Listen to your doctor. We're not as doctors. So
listen,
I don't know what's correct.
The truth of the matter is a lot of it says that, from that study that was done, they were wrong about the breast cancer and everything else.
Yes.
She made a decision not to go back on them, and she found a different way. She,
amazing.
But yeah,
everyone's entitled to make their own decisions.
As it turns out, those studies way back when were wrong. When she made the decision 14 years ago, that's when they were still saying the other thing. I personally don't take, in my world, for men, they call it TRT, testosterone replacement therapy. I don't take it, even though I'm not worried about, everyone should worry about prostate cancer. I get mine checked all the time, but I've had leukemia twice, and I'm told mine's going to come back again. Both of my oncologists have said to me that cancer, can grow from, the type of cancer you have. You can propagate it by taking any kind of extra testosterone, right? One of the things they do when you have enlarged, and I know people are going to yell about this because they have studies that show that prostate cancer goes down with guys taking TRT. What's the first thing doctors do when you have a Gleason score of 7, 8, 9, or 10? They fucking load you up with estrogen to get you, just to get rid of all your testosterone, because that's what makes it grow once you have it. I don't know.
What's a Gleason score? I don't know.
Gleason score. If you have a 10, you should call all of your friends and tell them how great, how much you love them, and this and that and the whole thing. You're not going to make it. I shouldn't.
You're not answering my question. What's a Gleason score?
The Gleason score. I don't know what it measures, but when you have a Gleason score of 9 or 10, you're in grave condition with.
Okay, what is it diagnosed?
That's late stage. It's late stage prostate cancer.
Okay, got it.
It's late stage, meaning they got to do heroics to keep you alive. I had a friend with 9 and lived. I had a friend with 10. They zapped him. They gave him chemical chemo, and they cut his prostate out. He lived. Right? You can live, you can make it. But when you get late stage, the Gleason score goes up as you go. That's why the earlier you catch prostate cancer, the better. But I don't want to get away from the Serena story. The bottom line is that, she went on and explained, and I told her, I said, Serena, please do not go on and try to.
Can you read what she wrote? I'd like to hear her words.
She wrote, hers was so long that she wrote it in three phases. Great. Let me see if I could find it.
Let's hear it.
If I can find it here, because sometimes it's way down. Let's see here. I'll tell you what, Anna, do do a Villa Capelli ad, and I will find, because here it is. I found it.
Okay, great. I don't want to cut off the momentum of this.
Okay. So Serena wrote, and I told us that, Serena, do not try to appease the mob on the internet. The internet is undefeated. You're not going to win. Right.
True.
But I'm shocked at what she wrote, because what she wrote made no one come back and say anything, which
Really,
maybe Serena's the first woman to beat the internet.
good for her. I mean, she is a Bond girl.
Yeah, so she has
She's
special
pretty
power.
powerful.
Yeah. So here's what Serena wrote.
Okay.
I'm very sorry that this post has caused distress. I know how merciless and unrelenting aging and menopause are for women. I've always regarded menopause as God's cruelest joke on women. Just when your kids are grown, you finally quit like you finally quit like yourself. I don't know. Life is more stable and you feel that you can spread your wings. Menopause hits you over the head with an effing sledgehammer. It's a nightmare for any woman who's taking hormones. It's working for them. Keep doing it. If it works, don't fix it. For any woman who cannot take hormone therapy for various reasons, my heart goes out to you. I do find that the low carb NSNG lifestyle helps hugely. I know that because when I fall off the NSNG wagon, many of the symptoms come back. They quickly go away again when I clean up my act. Annoying. I love and hugs to all of you, and thank you for your comments and blah, 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 blah. And then she wrote another one, which kind of continues on that same line. And then a third one after that. They're very long. I'm not going to go into them. But it was all along that line of saying, oh, and she even went into the thing, because a lot of women goes, no doctor tried to push HRT onto me because I had to beg them to give it to me. Serena mimicked that too. She goes, you're right. They don't push it on you. You have to ask for it, and so on and so forth. So it was a whole deal, right? I guess the part that bothered me more than anything else, when people come after me on the internet, I really don't give a shit. You can't hurt me. You know that, Anna. I've taken every bruise and I'm like an old beaten warship. People calling me an asshole on a daily basis. But when you go after my wife, and it's, one woman here, she looks fine. She might look better on HRT. Okay. Wow. I mean, really? And then I looked at a picture of her and I was like, okay, you don't have a lot of room to talk. And I did that with a lot of these people, your wife looks great. However, right. And then they go into some effing rant. I guess it bothered me from that standpoint that people were banging up on her. But there you have it. You try to do something and that's what happens.
So I don't have to disclose any of my medical info I choose to on this podcast, because I hope that if my story inspires somebody to ask a question of their doctor, then that's great. I had terrible endometriosis and all sorts of terrible giant cysts and fibroids, and the kind that turned cancerous. So we decided to get them out in January of last year, so almost 2 years ago, and they took the ovaries as well. And when they take the ovaries as well, you're plunged into what's called surgical menopause. Because I hadn't hit menopause yet. I was definitely in perimenopause since the age of 35. So I have chosen to go on HRT. And because I don't have a uterus or ovaries, I do not take the micronized progesterone. I just take the topical estradiol, not the patch, the cream that is compounded. If you guys have a problem with that, you need to call my doctor and talk to him about it. It's a lost cause because I talked to my doctor about it. But if that inspires somebody to ask questions, great. Friend of mine went through something 2 years before, and she's 7 years older than I am. So I'm 52. So right now she's 59. She's turning 60 next year. So she was about my age when she went through it. And she is not on anything. And she's totally fine and doesn't need it or ask for, you know what I mean?
Right.
She's a different, her body chemistry is different than mine because we're two different people. I have another friend who did not go through surgical menopause, who just had the normal regular menopause. And the only thing that she uses is a vaginal suppository to prevent vaginal atrophy. Something called Intrarosa, which is a DHEA precursor to keep the vagina and clitoris from atrophying, which is not just a sexual thing, but also I have a family member who's experiencing later in life, she's not able to pee. She has to catheterize every time she has to pee
Oh God.
because of the vaginal atrophy. So that's why I like to say, hey, maybe investigate that if that's an issue. So I like to talk about these things, even though nobody wants to talk about them. But my friend, other than that, she has no need for it. She feels great. She doesn't need it. Great. That's fine. Everybody is different and everybody experiences different things. That's why if you go on the menopause boards and Reddits, one person's having hot flashes, but then the next person's just having the itchy skin, and another person has the frozen shoulder, and then another person has all three, and then another person didn't feel a damn thing and they're fine. And it all depends. And for me, my experience is taking the hormones has really helped. But I always say, like, because people say, hey, what's up with your skin? You have really nice skin, especially now that I'm 52. Yeah, of course it was nice when I was 39, but it's great to have nice skin. I don't eat sugar. I always credit that. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat processed grains and sugar. So I always say, like, that is like the number one foundation. Like that's a non-negotiable. And this podcast is about how to cut out processed sugars and grains from your diet. I happen to just talk about my experience. Vinny's trying to share that his wife went through her experience and what she chose to do. And obviously she chimed in. I will say, I didn't know what was happening. I've been so busy and slammed this week. I got texts and I got messages about it. People were very mad and they said, I'm not listening to you guys anymore. And I was like, okay, great. I don't have time to investigate what you're so mad about. I don't. If that's the choice that you're making, go with God. I love you. Thanks for being here for the time that you were here. I hope you got something out of it.
Yeah, I hope they did too. You know, I'm not here, and I've always said I'm not here.
Move on.
I'm not here for a popularity contest.
No,
right?
we're trying to help people.
I'm not trying to be the cool kid in the school. You want to move on.
It is crazy.
If you want to move on, you're not hurting me.
When you read that quote, that's what I was like, oh, that's what it is. It was the term pushing. That was it. If you had worded it a different way,
right?
If you said that things that she was offered, she didn't take it. You know, it was probably one word, honestly.
Right.
But whatever, you live, you learn. So is the post is still up?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Leave it up.
Yeah, I'm not
hot.
Listen,
and
I am
she
not
did what works for her and her body and her family history. Good for her.
Anna, you will never get me to curve to an angry mob. It ain't gonna fucking happen. It ain't gonna happen. You know, Dr. Drew asked me one time, long time ago, we're having a drink, and he goes, I see, you on X and the whole thing, and nothing ever seems to get to you. Someone will say something horrible to you, and you will write back and say something funny back to him, like, "Mother, is that you?" or something like that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Because I don't care. He goes, I can't do that. And I said, Drew, the sooner you learn to do that, this is me telling a psychoanalyst. It's like, Drew, as soon as you learn to do that, you'll be better off. He goes, how did you learn it? I said, I learned it when I was still playing college football.
Right.
Right.
Because people had thoughts, and
we're out there trying our ass off every week.
Right.
Except the guy that couldn't start on his high school team, he's got thoughts about what you should be doing. Does that make any sense to you? Any sense that he goes, I never thought of it that way. I went, yeah, I learned that a long time ago. People can say whatever in the hell they want, yet they couldn't play D1 football, no matter what, right?
Yeah.
It's type of, as I used to say, these are the type of guys that are commenting on my football skills couldn't get laid in a whorehouse with a stack of 50s taped to their forehead. It's just the way it is, right? Yeah. These guys can't get out of their own way, but they got thoughts about you on Saturday afternoon when you're trying your best.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, you know what I know does make you curve, to use your words?
What's that?
Villa Capelli olive oil.
Tell me about it, Anna. What's this Villa Capelli you speak?
Here's what I know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If I need Vinnie Tortorich to do anything for me, I make sure that I send him some Villa Capelli olive oil.
That's all it
So
takes.
if you want to cajole, manipulate, curve, whatever you want to talk, whatever you want somebody else to do for you, if you
Mhm.
get him Villa Capelli olive oil, that is the path to world domination. That's it.
That's it.
It's the best olive oil on the planet. It's the cleanest. It's the most tasty.
Hmm.
It has the Puglia pinch. It's
Wow.
real first press, extra virgin, cold pressed olive oil.
It's the good stuff.
It is
really
really the good stuff.
Yeah.
It's really the good stuff. And you can get it if you go to villacapelli.com and you use the discount code Vinnie, Vinnie. You'll get 10% off your order each and every time that you order. We always say get your cart size to around 140, 145 bucks. Use the discount code Vinnie to get 10% off your order, and you will also qualify for free shipping, which is
That's right.
huge. Olive
Now,
oil is very
Anna,
heavy
some
to ship.
people would say $145 on olive oil. Here's the deal.
Well, there's other stuff.
You're
You gotta
getting
add
3
to cart,
liters. Now,
folks.
let me tell you what 3 liters.
Beef up the cart.
Yeah, beef up the cart. Because 3 liters, that's almost like a gallon.
Yeah.
Right? You're about a half a liter away from a gallon of olive oil. It's going to last you for a long time. And
Yeah,
that's
it
only like
does.
95, 100 bucks, whatever. You got to go find other stuff at Villa Capelli just to beef up that cart. But listen, you're not doing it to help Villa Capelli. Trust me. These herbs, these salts, the other oils like the lemon oil, the KTM, all of these, they're unbelievable.
Yep.
So Villa Capelli, go check out everything they're doing over there. We love them here. You're going to love them where you are. Villa Capelli.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving, Vin?
Well, I'm not doing anything until I get the Anna Vocino shopping list to
That's
try to
right.
figure out what I'm going to be doing. Can I tell you what I'm doing?
Yeah, I actually want to know. I was just
I'm
trying
going
to
down to
see.
Louisiana and
Oh.
I'm taking my
Oh, Vinny.
I'm taking my chainsaw
Okay.
and my work gloves and my work boots.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And a few other devices because
Are you going to tell me what you're going to do with your chainsaw and your work gloves and your work boots?
yeah, my brother and I are going. There's an area that we want to clean up. I don't want to say too much about it, but we want to go help someone out and clean up an area.
Great.
And we got to cut down some trees, and we got to do. And my
You're
brother,
good at that stuff.
he's got chainsaws and all that. But you know what? I just know that if my older brother doesn't show up, then all the other chainsaws won't show up. And we need power on the ground, Anna. So I'm going to go a couple of days early.
Okay.
I'm going to drive on a Monday, so on Tuesday and Wednesday I can work, do some manual labor, and then on Thursday
Eat.
I can enjoy myself some Thanksgiving. Now, as you know, I try not to go off the rails. Yeah.
Me too.
I might have a little something here and there. As you know, turkey is my least favorite of all the birds.
Well, how are you going to hit your macros, bro?
Broski, I might not hit my macros.
You might not. For one meal, Vinny might not hit his macros.
Listen, when Serena and I do Thanksgiving, macros in check because we do a rib roast.
Right.
We
you
don't
mess around with the turkey on Thanksgiving.
No,
I wait for Christmas to do the rib roast.
I don't know. We do it, but why not do it twice? Because I'm just not a big turkey fan. Now, when in Rome, you do as the Romans. We're going out to Louisiana. They're going to be doing turkey and the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's going to be my protein. I'm sure if my mom makes a
love
stuffed artichoke, that kind of thing, I'm going to have to taste the stuffed artichoke. And of course, if a pecan pie is anywhere in my vicinity, that's going to be my cheat. That's going to be my cheat.
Yeah,
right?
Great.
But here's the deal. You don't have to go that route, folks, because Anna's going to teach you how to stock your kitchen right here, right now.
I got all the recipes. So over the years, I've noticed, I think Thanksgiving, because it's a food holiday, is the most triggering holiday, for lack of a better word, because people, maybe they win NSNG. September is always a great month to like recommit to your goals. I always say right after 4th of July, but people then are like flummoxed. Like, what am I going to do? It's Thanksgiving and it's all this rich food. And I learned from Vinny that it's not the tryptophan that makes us sleepy. It's all the carbs and all the side dishes and the potatoes and the stuffing and the flour that's in the gravy and the fried onion rings that are on the green bean casserole. All those things are it's just carb laden. And then the pie. And then you get on the sweet salty spiral. You're hungry again 2 hours after you had a huge meal. You're like, wait, why am I hungry again? And then you go and you start eating more leftovers. And then you put the leftovers on a sandwich. It's a shit show of carbs. But some folks want to do that and enjoy that day, and that's how they're going to enjoy that day. And what do you say to that, Vinny?
Well,
There's different tiers of Thanksgiving enjoyers, is what I'm saying.
yeah, I've done years. All right. So I don't want to, I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm saying two things all at once.
It's okay.
All right,
Here's
so
the thing.
there's
If they're going
some
to do
years,
it, they're going to do it. Just get right back on track.
here's the thing, when I first, right after cancer, you know, 08, 09, 2010, maybe 2011, I was like Thanksgiving. I did not even do it. Right. I didn't put gravy on the turkey. I didn't do anything because I was staying so strict, low carb. I was so worried about that cancer coming. Cancer had kicked my ass so hard that.
And you were told it was supposed to recur within 5 years.
Right. And then, that's, as you remember, Anna, when you met me, I was still doing no life into living years.
Right.
I would go
whole years of not even a bite.
Not a bite of anything sweet.
Right.
No honey, no ice cream, no wine, no booze whatsoever.
I remember one time you had to go to a wedding and they served lasagna, and that was all the food that was there. And you were like, that was the only time in a year that you had any sort of carb.
Yeah, because I had to, it's like I'm sitting there at someone's how do you remember that, Anna? It was Serena's uncle's wedding here in Virginia long before we moved
right.
here.
You're in Virginia.
And
Northern Virginia,
they're going, oh, you're going to love this lasagna. You're Italian. You're going to love this.
You're loving. You're like, no, I'm
like,
not.
What do you guys serve when I don't know the Mexicans come over? And what are you doing? You're going to make a curry when the Indian guy shows up? So I had to do it. And that year,
that racial profiling. They're like, you're Italian. You'll like the lasagna. You greasy guinea.
hey, Mr. Guinea boy, you're going to like this. We're going to see if you're real Italian. You tell us if you like this.
You like this catering lasagna.
How did you remember that? When you said that, I was like, when was that? And I went, oh, that happened at Jess's wedding. And so at any rate, I would go whole years.
Yeah.
And then I decided, you know what? I need to put life into living now and again. As I wrote in my book, I don't want to live in a world without pistachio gelato.
Yeah.
Right. And, what people go, what does life into living mean? Is that once a week, once a month, twice a year? I don't judge it. It's just, the KST rule, Kristen Scott Thomas rule. If I'm in front of Kristen Scott Thomas, I can have all the wine I want. No problem. Right. When it happens, it happens. That's what I do now.
So
I still live in dietary ketosis. And since I've been in it for so long, my body just prefers to use ketones to run. Right. I work out like an animal. My body
sounds like you're metabolically flexible. So if you do eat something, you're going to pop back into ketosis probably faster than most.
I do, but I also don't go stupid.
Right.
Now that being said, come Christmas time or Thanksgiving, it won't be Christmas time because I will be at KST's house. So it's more demure there. You can't, but you go home to Cajun country for Thanksgiving, things get stupid real fast.
It's all carbs, piles and piles of carbs all over all the tables.
Carbs and carbs and carbs, and then
it's carbs on top of carbs.
Yeah, it's like, hey, how can we fry this dish?
That's most families. That's if we go to Pittsburgh, that happens. That's if we go to the Hamptons, that happens. That's if we go to wherever, Alabama, that happens. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So I want to say this, because here's what I will say. A lot of folks tell me that they'll go out. They're like, fuck it. I love Thanksgiving. That is my happy place. I'm going to have all my favorites. I'm going to do it.
Right.
And then after being NSNG for 6, 8, 9 months, whatever, and then they do it, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, holy shit. I had indigestion. I had diarrhea. I have achy knuckles. My feet hurt when I woke up and tried to walk around in the morning.
Or constipation. It could go either way.
Constipation. It could be either way. And I'm like, oh, I had a headache. Oh, then I tried to drink. I wanted to have one of those cocktails that they make every year at Thanksgiving, and I couldn't have the pumpkin spice coffee, and it was so much sugar. It made me wired. It made me nauseous. I hear all the symptoms. Right. So this is why years ago I started coming up with, and some of them are in my first book, some are in my second book. And then I created Eat Happy for the Holidays, where I put all of them together, all the holiday recipes together, traditional Thanksgiving, Christmas, and there's some Easter things in there too. But I put them in there so that they could be in one place. I rewrote them from the book because I used to write recipes a certain way. And then now that I've worked with the publisher for a couple books, I understand how to write recipes better. So I created this PDF as a bonus last year for people who pre-ordered a certain amount of Eat Happy Italian. They got that. And then I was like, this is such a good PDF. I should sell this. And it's $6.99. You don't have to buy it. All the recipes are free on my website individually. You can just say, hey, I want the low carb stuffing. Hey, I want the, and I'm doing typey fingers right now because you can just search it.
But Anna,
I want
what?
the wild mushroom green bean casserole.
It's like you can find all my stuff too, but if you get the PDF, then you get it all right there, and it's all wrapped.
It's
so
$7.
It is, for $6.99. It's crazy not.
By the way, a venti pumpkin spice latte now is $11. So get this for $7. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
we stopped at, by the way, speaking of prices, we stopped on the way home from Paris. We were starving. We stopped at the Wendy's and got 2 Baconators, no bun. So it's just the patty, cheese, and some pieces of bacon on it. That's
from
all
where?
it is. From Wendy's, right?
Wendy's.
If you do it with no bun, they just put it in the tray and they don't put the condiments on it. They just put the meat patty. So
is Wendy's real meat, or is it like McDonald's?
I don't know. I just don't go to McDonald's. I don't like the taste of McDonald's meats.
Yeah. I don't. The only time I've done McDonald's is I'm out, camping, or we did a long hike and we get the quarter pounders just to have something.
That's right. You can do the quarter pounder. So we get these things and we go through the drive-thru.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. How much do you think it was?
2 Baconators. Now, how many patties?
No fries, no drink,
all right,
no combo meal.
Just 2 patties and bacon?
It's the Wendy's square patty.
Of course, yeah.
It's not huge.
Yeah.
A cheese, a bacon, a patty, a cheese, a bacon.
And you had that times 2.
2 of them. So it's basically like getting this. They charge you for the sandwich, not the
combo.
combo.
I don't know if you want me to say a high number or a low number, but I'm going to say that if you did that with the quarter pounders, and they have a SKU where they click a thing to make it like a much lower price, that wouldn't cost you anything north of $10. So
it was $24.
That's insane.
Yes.
Anna.
Yes.
I just bought a jacket for double that.
I know. We were literally like, they rung it up. We didn't look at the price. We got it. And then she's like, okay, it's 24, whatever, 22.99, whatever it was, $23, $24, 23. I can't remember.
That's nuts.
And we were like, what?
That is nuts.
And they're like, yeah, they said it's more expensive to get the sandwich. You might as well just get the combo, because they're trying to give away the carbs so that they're just, you know what I mean? They make you think you're getting more for your money, but it doesn't cost them anything extra. And so I was like, oh, and I was like, we should have just waited till we got home. It's an hour and 15 more minutes home.
Yeah.
But we didn't have food at home because we were gone for 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Anyway, I digress. So back to Thanksgiving. So turkey, I have the best roasted turkey recipe. You could also air fry it. You could deep fry it. But the key is with the turkey. I'm going to say this. Dry brine the turkey. Don't be afraid of cooking turkey. It's the same as roasting a chicken, which is super easy as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I have so many videos about how to roast a chicken. Turkey's the same concept. You just cook it for longer. I have all the side substitutes that you could possibly think of. The cauliflower mash in place of the potato mash. I'm telling you, it's delicious, because you know why? Because you're putting in cream and cheese and salt and pepper or sour cream and butter. Potatoes are flavorless. Cauliflower is flavorless. It's about the stuff that you put into it. Okay.
Anna, you couldn't be more correct because can I just break in there? We've been doing
Yes.
cauliflower in the mash farm and in the rice farm for so many years.
So long.
I don't even, like some people at first they go, oh, but it's not potato. When you do it for long enough and it becomes your reality, then you don't think about the potato anymore. It's like people, you never want potatoes. It's like it's inert. It doesn't take a
It
potato.
doesn't
You got
tempt
to
me
add
either
salt
way.
to it.
Yeah,
You
I
got to
don't
add
miss
sour
it.
cream. You got to add everything to make it taste good. A French fry, yeah, you got to add salt and you got to dip it in ketchup. I mean, when you think about it, just a French fry by itself, no salt, no nothing else,
No, you have to have salt. You have
it's
to have
crap.
seasoning on stuff.
Yeah.
So I just want to point this out too. So I have my cauliflower gratin recipe, which is the stupidest, easiest recipe ever, is an adaptation from because I made the best scallop potatoes for years. And they were requested at all the family things. And then finally I was like, fuck it. I don't feel like, first of all, when you make the scallop potatoes, it's way more labor intensive because you have to boil the potatoes, you have to peel the potatoes, they have to cool just right. You got to do them on the mandolin, make sure you don't cut your fingers off, do the whole thing. And doing a cooked starchy potato on a mandolin
Yeah.
gets real sticky, gets a lot of goo. Cauliflower gratin takes about 5 minutes to make it, has the exact same flavor profile. You put it in the oven. In fact, I made 2 of them for a streaming segment on low carb Thanksgiving side for American Trends and Lifestyle. So we've been eating these 2 trays of cauliflower gratin for a week, and now I'm over it. But even the stuffing, low carb stuffing. Now, it's not the lowest carb thing that you could eat, but it is lower than with all the bread. So
Right.
I've got what else? The wild mushroom and green bean casserole. I've got something called stuffing muffins that kind of combines a lot of flavors. There are a few Thanksgiving treats that don't work without a little bit of sweetener, and I make sure they're in their separate section. Like the homemade cranberry sauce has a little bit of sweet in it. Pumpkin pie has a little bit of sweet in it. And I put my candied yams that have a little bit of sweet. I guarantee you, if you're NSNG and you go back to eating a traditional candied yam, your teeth are going to fall out because you'll be like, holy shit,
It's
that's so
nuts.
sweet.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
All right. So Anna, a couple of times a year, Serena will just put, she'll cut up either a yam or a sweet potato just to do something different, meat
Yeah.
chili. And I'll have a sliver or two. And to me, that's the sweetest thing I
It
eat.
is. It tastes very sweet.
And then if I go home for Thanksgiving and they're throwing brown sugar on it or whatever, and
Marshmallows and brown
marshmallows on
sugar.
stuff,
Yeah,
and I go, oh, let me just have a
candy
little taste.
pecans.
It doesn't even taste. It's like, oh my god, this is
You can't even taste the quality
You
of the
cannot
sweet
taste
potato.
anything. All you taste is syrup. That's all you taste is just syrup.
So
That's it.
like with everything, I like to give a range of options so that you can pick what works for you.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work for you, why are you listening to this podcast? But that's okay. That's another issue. But if it doesn't work for you, don't use it.
Stopped.
Well, they love to tell me about it.
Yeah.
Because they can't get to you, so they like to lecture you through me.
They could get to me. Give me a couple of days.
Okay.
I'll call them directly and talk to them.
No.
I swear to God, I will.
No, I won't let you.
Why not?
Because.
All right. I'd like to say hi to them. Thank them for being around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
They're not here anymore. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to talk about all this stuff. And by the way, the Christmas, the prime rib that Vinny's talking about, I make that prime rib every Christmas. I don't know what Lauren and I are doing this year. I've been traveling. So in fact, I have to leave tomorrow afternoon for Seattle, and that's going to be a brutal trip. And I'm so excited to hang out with Jackie Jones. So I'm excited to see everybody, but it's going to be a brutal boom, 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 one right after the other. And I don't get back till like 10 p.m. on Sunday night. And then I'll think about what to do for Thanksgiving, I guess. But if we do Thanksgiving at home, here's what we do. I get a turkey breast. I don't do the full turkey. I'll do a turkey breast.
Right.
Because he likes that. If he wanted a different protein, I'd be fine with that too. But he wants turkey. So turkey breast, cauliflower gratin, and then some sort of green vegetable. Honestly, I'll probably just roast green beans. That's it.
Is Lucy
just two
coming?
people. We don't need that much food. No.
Huh?
She's working. She'll work. She'll come home for Christmas.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, if it's just the two of you, why do a big thing?
No, we don't do a big thing. We don't eat that much food. I mean, he does. Good
It's like
Lord.
where you're living with a wop, and you're gonna tell, oh no, he doesn't eat much
He
food.
does. No, he eats all the food. Hold on. I took a new, oh yeah, look at this. This has not been edited, but I took a new photo of the low carb stuffing so you could see. Look at that. You're not going to miss regular stuffing.
Oh God, no, it looks delicious.
Okay, you're fine.
Folks, everything I've ever look, I don't have to butter Anna's ass, but
No.
anything I would like to say that I've ever
Butter
made,
my ass.
anything I've ever made from her cookbook, well, to be honest, it was
You
average.
don't, yeah, you've eaten stuff.
But everything I've eaten that Serena's made from her cookbook, it's like you're in a restaurant. I'm not kidding. You know how you go, oh, I want to go to a restaurant because you get restaurant food?
Yeah.
Right?
I want things to taste restaurant. I want them to taste better than the restaurant.
It
You know
does.
why?
It does. It
You know
does.
why? Because then you'll keep making stuff at home.
Yeah.
But it has to be easy and you have to get dinner on the table fast. Like I don't know. I don't negotiate around this stuff. Here's my pet peeve when you get a cookbook and it's like weird proteins that like I
Right.
can't find at my grocery store. That's my pet peeve. Or like some weird spice that costs $17 and then you'll never use it again. You're like, what? What is this? And
Yeah.
then you'll find it 7 years later and you're like, is that still good? Because I spent a lot of money on that.
I find myself just using your spice
Oh,
and,
good.
and Frank's Red Hot.
And Frank's Red. I'm gonna make a buffalo chicken dip. I have a green chili queso buffalo chicken dip that has all the things in it on my Substack, but I want to make a regular traditional buffalo cake. That's gonna come out soon.
I made one last week because we did wings, and I took the creme fraiche, the Anna. You don't call it the dill anymore.
The
You
ranch
call it
dust.
the ranch dust. But the one I did came from the old dill package.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I had to crunch it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And,
Because it was getting a little cakey.
yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's fresh. And
Yeah.
I added cayenne to it because I wanted it to be hot. And
Yeah.
and I added a little extra salt because you know me with the salt. And I just sat there watching football last Sunday, just dredging, baby, just dredging. I must have done about 20 wings, something like that, 25 wings.
It's easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sitting there going, "This is cheap and easy," and that was my dinner. I mean, Serena's like, "What do you want for dinner?" I went, "I had dinner at 4:00. I'm good for the day. I'm done."
Which speaking of, I was making a creamy pesto chicken bake, and I'm just going to talk about it because the video will come out soon. Oh, the homemade yogurt video should be out by the time this episode airs. And I made the homemade yogurt again when we got back from Raleigh in Virginia.
Yeah,
I can't believe I went to Virginia and you weren't there.
no, isn't it
That's
crazy?
such a bummer.
Yeah.
Especially because we drove from Raleigh to Richmond to Loudoun County.
Oh
Like
wow.
we literally drove right past Charlottesville.
Yeah, you could have stayed
Or
at
at
my
least
house if you
Fredericksburg.
wanted to.
I know. Well, I was going to tell you to come up to
I would have.
Leesburg.
Yeah, Leesburg's right down the street. No
I
problem.
know.
29.
But you were busy hobnobbing in Barbados. Okay, so let me
I
just
was
talk about
busy
this
getting
creamy
a tan.
pesto
You like
chicken
my
bake.
tan, Anna? Can you
I
see
know
it?
you got a good tan.
Yeah.
You're always tan though, Vinny. You're always
I know, but
tan.
it's like extra tan right
yeah,
now.
you're extra
because
tan. You're very
yeah,
tan. You got the George Hamilton vibe.
I look like I can do a gondola. Like if I was in Italy,
Yes.
they would go, "Oh, you could be a gondolier," right? Yeah,
Yes.
because I look like a real Italian right now.
Yes, you do.
I would
You always
wear the
look like a
thing
real
with
Italian.
sash and everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm,
Well, then
as you know, I'm good with boats. I'm a good boat.
You're a good boatswain.
Yeah. So you put me on a gondola with that thing pushing back and forth. I
Oh,
would.
you
be
got
the
it.
guy. Yeah.
Have you been to Venice?
No, never
Okay.
been to Venice.
You and Serena need to plan a trip to Venice. We need to go more places, but you need to go
Yeah.
to Venice as part of that trip.
Yeah, she's been a
And
bunch.
you need
She's
to
been a
you
couple
need
of
to
trips.
intern as a gondolier for an afternoon.
I could do that. But
Absolutely,
look,
you
I can
could.
tell you, they're not going to want me to leave because you know me
They're
with
not.
boats.
They're
I
not going
think,
to. You know
look,
what? That might be your path to citizenship
well, I think I get automatic
on a
citizenship anyway.
work program. I mean, I know your ancestry, but I feel like you would be fast tracked if they knew how good of a gondolier you were.
Oh, my family's from my mom's side is from Calabria, and they were all fishermen, and then they taught my
in the
great
blood.
grandfather, he barely spoke English, taught me how to fish and do all the stuff. So I'm really good with boats. As you know, I've built a boat. I got
Yeah.
a whole boat I built. Mm-hmm.
You're a water bug.
I am. I love being in my kayaks, and I was in boats. I rented a jet ski when I was there. Went out in the boat
That's awesome.
with the other guy. The Bayesian took me out in the boat because I wanted to go ride around the boat.
I have told the inverted battery story to anyone who would listen.
Anna, you can't make that shit up.
And by the way, my friend Dan, the car guy, he was like, I'm impressed. And also that's super dangerous. Don't do it. I was like, it is? He's like, oh yeah, anything leaks out, it will explode.
Yeah, but they were both sealed batteries. They were solid state batteries.
That's what Dan said.
Yeah. Look, Dan doesn't know everything. Okay. You tell Dan.
He's literally Dan, the car guy.
Listen, this guy had a couple of drinks in him, and he still had the colored vest on that you wear when you work on a road crew, like his fluorescent green, like Dayglow green. That guy knew what he was doing.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
I know. I'm so impressed. I'm literally telling it to anyone who will listen. You must hear this story.
Yeah, when he started to do it, I yelled to Tallulah and her boyfriend, Sean. I said, "Step back, step back.
You need to walk away.
Go in the other direction. Cover your eyes.
Face that way. These Bayesians are crazy.
Yeah, this guy's getting ready to blow up a gas station."
No, and in the gas station too.
That's the worst part. But we did it. We got it done.
You did.
Yeah.
Even the detail of the deputy beer. I was like, and they drink deputy beer in Barbados.
Yeah, there's a beer called
Because now I know everything about Barbados because I did one podcast episode with Vinnie.
There's my brother Mark. Should I pick this up?
Yeah, you want to talk to him real quick?
Yeah, hang on.
We need to wrap it up.
Mark, I'm in the middle of the podcast.
Wants to talk.
Would you like to come on? I was just getting ready to bring you up on the show. Okay, hang on. All right, Anna, I was going to bring this up as a bit of a surprise for you. And then Mark called, right?
Mark, I heard you were getting into exercise.
All right, wait, hang on.
Can you hear me?
I don't know if he can hear you. Mark, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. I hear both of y'all.
Okay, great.
Oh, good.
So
how you doing, Mark?
I told Anna this off the air. I was just getting ready to break it to the audience. So Anna, a couple of things started happening with Mark.
Okay.
He went to visit his grandkid. He and his wife they were taking care of the grandkid for the weekend, so that his son and sister-in-law, daughter-in-law could go off on their 1 year anniversary or whatever.
Right.
And 2 year anniversary. And they're taking care of the kid, and Mark is carrying the kid up these stairs from the beach, and he's realizing that he's windy. He's got to keep stopping. Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And so I think that was maybe the first clue, because every time I said, Mark, you need to really start exercising, he kind of thumbed his nose at me. So just to bring the story along, he got on his spinner for a couple of times, a week or two here and there. And then he and Christy went on another vacation. See, I don't understand how these people get so many vacations. So I finally went on a vacation. So they went to somewhere in the Midwest. They went to Missouri to watch the leaves change. And Mark,
that is correct.
Mark, what did you end up doing? Which activity did you end up doing while you were there?
So we kind of went around the Branson area, but we didn't go to any shows. Okay.
So he didn't see Smirnoff or anything. Yakov Smirnoff did not get my brother's money.
Okay.
Nobody did. So we went to a place around there called Dogwood Canyon. And so we decided, it was a beautiful day, we decided that we were going to ride bikes. And I felt comfortable doing that because like Vinnie said, I had been riding my bike, okay? Here and there.
He's been riding a spinner, Anna, but now he's on a regular bike that goes.
Okay, got it.
That's the point.
So yeah, I mean, we rode the bike for an hour, basically going through Dogwood Canyon. Okay, so that's kind of, I guess, the story there, right, Vinny?
Yeah. So Mark came back and went, wait, when you know, as I always say, when you exercise outside, it doesn't feel like you're exercising. So like, you know, 30 minutes on a bike in the house might feel like a month, right?
It does. I get that.
But you go outside, you ride for a couple of hours, it feels like 15 minutes. It's the opposite. I don't know how that math works, but it does. So, Mark, you know, he wrote to me about a week later, and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm looking at these bikes in the bike store. Which one would you get?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's thinking about buying a bike. It must be because he rode a bike in Missouri, right?"
And that is correct.
So,
That's correct.
So then cut to this morning, right? Mark, where were you this morning? What happened?
So, you know, every 6 months, I'm always going to the doctor. I'm always doing blood work. But this doctor was a little bit different. So I'm doing blood work for my diabetes and all that, because I'm going to him on the 12th. And then I'm going to my cancer doctor. And everything worked out fine with that, Vinny. I'm cancer free, so I'm good.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah.
So every time I go to the doctor, I got a copay of $85. Every time they stick a needle in me, it's $100. And right across from where I had to give blood, we have what they call a wellness center in my hometown. And it's a workout place. They got swimming pools, the whole 9 yards, right?
Anna, just to let you know, that's where I go when I go home. It's an incredible facility. There's an indoor walking, you know, thing. It gets real hot in the summer down in Louisiana, and they got treadmills. They got every piece of weightlifting equipment you could possibly want. They got everything. I've been begging Mark. So Mark, you have the best facility. If you just walk in there and just start tooling around, you'll get into it, right? So I've been telling them this for about 2 years. It's like, just walk in. Just walk in. It's right down the road from your house. So he leaves his medical appointment today, and you walked in, right, Mark?
So yeah, I text my wife and I said, "Hey, I'm going to get a membership." My wife goes, "Well, if you wait, they're going to give a discount, da 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 da." So I said, "You know what? This is ridiculous." You know, so I walked in and I talked to the lady in there, and I said, "Well," she says, "at the end of the month, sign up fee goes to $25 instead of maybe $50. So I mean, I blow $25 on something. It's not. So I said, "No, look, I'm going to sign up." But I went so close. I really wanted my wife to sign up with me, but you know, she didn't tell me no. But I didn't sign her up. I figured I'd take her as a guest and maybe see if she liked it, because I kind of wanted to do this together. And to make a long story short, I signed up. It cost me $115 today, and then so I don't know what to do. So I call Vinny up. Right?
Yes.
And I say, "Vinny, I'm going to the gym. Oh, I don't even know what to wear to the gym." So
there's a guy that played football and worked out when he was a kid. All of a sudden, he can't figure out what to wear to a gym.
Well, he wants to keep it cute at the gym. Everybody does.
Yeah, you know, he wants to look.
No. So I'm like, you know, I got these shorts that's not, I guess, stretchy shorts.
He's got shorts you play golf in, right? That's the kind of, Mark has. Mark is more country club than he is. Unlike me, Mark is country club, and I'm you. Oh, do you work here at this country club? That's the difference between me and my brother.
Yeah.
So he's got cabana attire, and so while we were on the phone, he went over to, he had just signed up at the gym. Now he's over at the sporting goods store, and I'm walking him through what he needs to buy. Now, Mark, did you buy stuff? Did you get stuff to go to the gym?
Yes, I bought the Adidas shoe, Vinny. I kind of liked it a little bit better.
Yeah.
So Vinny, so I'm FaceTiming Vinny walking through, and he goes, no, and I got Hoka's on. That's what I wear to work every day, is Hoka's. And he said, "You can't have Hoka's." No. So we go.
What's wrong with Hoka's?
Well, the problem is when you're heavy like
too
Mark.
bouncy.
Look, any kind of running shoe on a heavy person, I have a problem with because they go, my knees hurt is because I'm too heavy. No, well, that could be, that's one of the problems. Your knees and your hips hurt because you're too heavy. But when you weigh that kind of weight, especially with a Hoka where they give you more of a mattress, it's like a mattress under a shoe, folks, if you don't know what I'm talking about. When you weigh 300 plus pounds and you start bearing down on those things, if it pushes down the wrong direction, it puts all of your knee and your ankle and your hips in a bad position. I don't like when morbidly obese people wear running shoes. I would rather them wear a court style shoe because I wear court shoes or hiking boots. I don't wear anything in between unless I'm actually hiking up a mountain or running. Then I'll put on running shoes.
Right.
And by the way, a lot of times when I go to the gym, I will run in the same shoes most people would play soccer in. And you go, oh, it's like, think about it. Soccer players run up and down the field all day. They live long day in these shoes. They sprint up and down, no problem, run miles. Right? Why do I need a special shoe? These shoes work fine. I'm weird about that thing, Anna.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go on, Mark. So you got yourself some Adidas court shoes. What else you got?
Yeah. So I go and I'm looking at the Nike shorts that are like $30, and I don't know what caught my eye, but I turned around and I saw $9.99. So I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Hang on. Yeah.
Hang on, so I get the $9.99 shorts, of course, and I bought a couple of, t-shirts what I felt like would be comfortable to work out in. They were like $17. I spent $145 roughly, $144.
Great.
And so I got everything.
Nice.
So I am on my way home to get dressed to go to the gym in a little while.
Good. Mark, in a related story, I told this story at the beginning of the show. I had to buy a new puffy jacket, and they wanted upwards of $300-400 for these things.
Oh my God.
So I went to an outlet store, got the same thing, $59. All in.
Boys getting your bargains. I love it.
Yeah, like we don't.
Your wives love it too.
I've never wanted to, just because you got money don't mean you got to throw it at something,
So
agreed.
That's how you go broke.
Vinnie, I don't know. I know we didn't mention this part of it. So I also asked Vinnie, I said, Vinnie, I don't know what to do, And so he's like, look, I'm going to email you something. I said, man, just text me something. So he texts me what I have to do today. And I showed one of the guys at work that really works out. And so he was kind of explaining, okay, look, this is how you do that exercise, and look for this bar, and you might have to change stuff, and he says, man, your brother has you, spot on here, So
oh geez, you mean
like it's almost like he knows what he's doing.
It's almost like I've done this a million times over 45 years.
No, but Vinnie was saying that people can even help me at the gym. He says, man, you're gonna know somebody that if you don't know what to do, he said, just ask somebody, they're gonna help you.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be there in 2.5 weeks, Anna. So
are you going to send him your workouts when they come out?
Yeah. He'll get the workouts for free. But before that, I'm going to be home, and I gave him some stuff to start with. Right.
Great.
And
correct.
Tomorrow I got to send him a leg workout. I got to put that together. That workout is going to be even shorter, Mark, but I just need you to do these short workouts until I get home, and then I can help you do what you need, and we'll get you there.
Yes.
I just hope you keep doing it, man. Yeah.
But people at work are excited for me. They said,
oh, good.
I never would have thought you would have came in and said, I got a gym membership today, and so like,
that's great.
Yeah, people are, encouraging me. A couple of people at work are very excited. And so I was going to call Vinnie up. This is why I actually called and said, hey, guess what? I found a workout partner. I got Dr. Hebert. He joined about a month ago.
Oh, good.
And so yeah, I got somebody that'll work out and everything else like that with me. So that's a real good thing too.
Good. And I'll, Mark can use it also. He's my age, and atrophy is kicking his ass left and right. By definition, it's kicking all of our asses. So you got to get out there and do it. So I'm happy for you, Mark.
Yeah. Now I just got to get the eating under control a little bit.
Well,
Or a lot of it.
Mark, you got to crawl before you walk. We're going to get you there. Just start doing this.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good.
So, Mark, hang on. We got to close the show out here. We're at the end of the show. Anna's got more important things to do. So hang with me, Mark. We'll go out with you here. So, folks, you know what to do. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. Click through the banner. It puts coal on the fire. Gets my train down the track. Anna Vocino. You want to go check out Anna Vocino at annavocino.substack.com. Also, go to eathappykitchen.com to get all those recipes. And for $6.99, for God's sake, go get that PDF from Anna. $6.99. What are you, nuts? Look, my brother bought some shorts today and some shoes and a couple of T-shirts, $115. I got a deal on a jacket, a puffy jacket. You want a real deal? Go get Anna Vocino's $6.99 recipe.
Eat happy for the holidays.
Eat happy for the holidays. So go do that. On behalf of Anna Vocino and Mark Tortorich, my name is Vinnie Tortorich.